Among the latest developments in the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Program announced at the opening of the first Investment Gateway Summit for St. Kitts and Nevis was the intensification in attention to due diligence and security concerns. Backed by legislation passed in the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis, a new European-based security administration will monitor St. Kitts and Nevis economic citizens globally in a strong initiative to curb engagement in money laundering and address security concerns. Head of the Citizenship by Investment Unit, Michael Martin, explains more.
The CIBD unit will conduct global checks on St. Kitts and Nevis's economic citizens in collaboration with eminent anti-money laundering agencies, anti-terrorist financing agencies, and international law enforcement. Our due diligence does not end once an economic citizen is granted citizenship, as we endeavor to protect the reputation of our citizenship for all of our citizens, those local to the island and our brothers and sisters abroad. This demonstrates our advanced commitment to safeguard our integrity and stellar reputation as the golden standard provider of the CBI program, as well as mitigate any risks that present a threat to the program and our international partners. Our approach also assures our investors that you can invest in St. Kitts and Nevis with peace and confidence.
Other changes included the setting up of a statutory corporation that will replace the Citizenship by Investment Unit and a rise in the minimum threshold for investment. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
Director and CEO of the St. Kitts and Nevis Social Security Board, Mr. Christopher Lord, is leading engagements with employers and other stakeholders on Nevis to discuss reforms being proposed to ensure the sustainability of the Social Security Fund.
So what we're doing currently is looking at parametric reforms, looking at all of the variables that make up our Social Security, specifically as it relates to our long-term benefit, which is our age pension, and making decisions and recalibrating that would lead to the long-term sustainability of the Social Security Fund.
The board director explained that the most recent actuarial report from the Social Security Board submitted in 2021 showed that the Social Security Board's total expenditure is exceeding its contribution income. He said with contribution income accounting for the largest revenue source for the board, changes have to be made for the fund to remain viable.
And just as your household, if you're spending more than you're earning, there is something that has to give. Is either you go and try and get more income, or you have to cut back on your expenditure. So we are at what we call an inflection point, where we're seeing a change in terms of with the aging population and the changes in demographics. So persons are getting older and living longer in St. Kitts and Nevis. More persons are qualifying for our age pension, and that means that we are paying out more than we are currently taking in terms of contribution income. So it's important that we look at all of these and make some changes. 82% of our overall total expenditure. So our age benefit, the pensions that we all receive in St. Kitts and Nevis when you get to the age of 62, makes up 82% of total expenditure. So we have to look at all of the variables. How do you qualify for an age pension? Currently we know that it's age 62, but can we increase that to say 65 or 67 because we are living longer? Can we look at the calculation of that pension? So currently, someone qualifies for a pension if they work for 500 contribution weeks, or they contribution for 500 contribution weeks. That equates to roughly 10 years. But can we delay that? Can we increase that to 15 years, or about 750 weeks? And that way, what we are doing is delaying the start of the payment of the pension, and in a way, trying delaying and reducing the growth in terms of our age benefit and overall our total expenditure. On the income side, we currently pay 11% in terms of contribution. So our employers pay 6% and our employees pay 5% for a total of 11%. But where we are and what we saw over the last 3 years, specifically at the end of 2023, that our overall expenditure was 16%. So 16% of our contribution goes towards expenditure, goes to the administration of the fund, benefit expenditure and administrative expenditure. So if you look at it, we're at 16% as it relates to expenditure, and 11% when we look at contribution income. So clearly you see that there is a gap. There's a 5 percentage point gap there. So how do we fill that gap? One of the ways that we can do is to increase our contribution rate. So do we increase, say, to 15%, 16%, 17%, in a manner that then covers the administrative and the benefit expenditure and the cost of administering the Social Security? So really there are two main ways: increasing the age or making changes to how you qualify for an age pension. That's one parameter. Another parameter we can look at is in terms of the contribution income or the contribution rate that we currently pay into the Social Security Fund.
The Social Security Board will continue its public outreach and sensitization campaign over the next few months to garner feedback and suggestions from the populace, including public and private sector stakeholders, non-governmental organizations, labor unions, and political parties before ratifying the reform recommendations. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
Introducing St. Kitts and Nevis' newest TV channel, Television Caribbean, TVC Channel 40 on the cable's Ultra TV. TVC promises to deliver the finest in television broadcasting in St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean, with some of the best local programs in news, sports, and entertainment. Join us for Insights, where we delve into the lives of our guests.
Let me see what happens if I put this to it. Big explosion, like, okay, note to self, don't do that again.
Or get in-depth analysis on Newsline 360. We have sports, entertainment, and inspiration. It's all here on TVC Channel 40 on the cable's Ultra TV, on TelTV Cable Network in St. Martin, and on our website www.tvcplus.live. TVC Channel 40. See the difference.
So the reason I love the cable, prices are reasonable and affordable, and they give back so much to the community and the country.
As the highly anticipated 50th anniversary of Nevis's Culturama draws near, several major projects on the island are nearing completion. Extensive repairs to the Nevis Performing Arts Center, NEPAC, that has been closed for several months have been completed. Officials have indicated the 400-seat facility will host several Culturama shows. Meanwhile, Nevis's Premier Mark Brantley, in a released video, provided a brief update on renovation work being done at the Bath Springs facility.
People are very excited because this is our famous bath stream, and we are doing some massive renovations to get ready for Culturama 50, but also for the overall enjoyment. We're adding a lot of amenities, bathrooms, changing rooms. We are doing proper parking, and most of all, we're putting in some beautiful landscaping and areas such as gazebos where people can have some leisure. This is all part and parcel of us building out the infrastructure in Nevis, improving the quality of life for our people. And I think when people come here, they will be pleased at what they're seeing happening right here at the Bath Hotel. This is part and parcel of what we say when we say we're growing Nevis together. And this complements what's happening in the private sector, the government doing its part, the private sector doing its part, and together we ensure that Nevis grows and Nevis prospers. So I'm very proud of this project. I want to thank PS John Hanley, and the mastermind, as I would say, behind this project has been Sylvester Mead. He has really worked hard. This has been his vision for a long time, and I'm happy that we're able to realize that vision. So thanks to everyone, thanks for all the hard work, and I think the people of Nevis will be very pleased.
Organizers on Nevis are anticipating the return of many nationals to join residents on the island to participate in the festivities planned for the occasion. Glenn Bart reporting for SKN Newsline.
The second annual convening of the Caribbean Feminist Climate Justice Movement, CFCJ, successfully concluded on July 2nd in St. Kitts and Nevis. The event brought together 22 organizations from 10 Caribbean countries, all committed to advancing climate and gender justice in the region, which are beneficiaries of funding from USAID and Global Fund for Women. According to a press release from the organizers, the convening took place at a time when Hurricane Beryl, the earliest Category 5 storm ever to form in the Atlantic, served as a stark reminder of the existential threat of climate change, particularly to small island developing states. The storm, with winds exceeding 140 miles per hour, wreaked havoc in Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, resulting in several deaths and widespread destruction. During the opening session, Minister with responsibility for social development and gender affairs et al. In St. Kitts and Nevis, Senator Iselin Phillip, congratulated the movement for the progress made over the last year by providing funding to beneficiary organizations that support urgent work in climate action and justice. Senator Phillip said, "Some of our sister islands are experiencing a hurricane as we speak, so if there is nothing else to tell us that this is important work, let it be the reality that we are in the midst of the hurricane season and already islands are suffering right now." Senator Dr. Joel Clark, Minister of Sustainable Development, Environment, Climate Action and Constituency Empowerment and co-lead of the CFCJ, also acknowledged the advancement of the movement, particularly in funding climate justice across the region. Senator Clark said, "I'm immensely proud and grateful for the realization of this long-held vision to establish a feminist climate justice fund in the region. The CFCJM convening is representative of years of hard work and dedication. This started with regional landscape mapping of existing groups and their work to support the building of a movement where our collective voices are not only heard and represented by a diverse group of movement actors, most importantly, is resourcing the movement by mobilizing flexible core feminist funding for our movement actors across the Caribbean region." Participants discussed innovative approaches for flexible funding systems and reaffirmed their commitment to the feminist climate justice movement in the Caribbean. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
Feeling beautiful is an inside job, but it pays to look the part. Hi, I'm Sharena, and together with the Sparkle Squad, we are dedicated to helping our sparklies see themselves in the best light.
I haven't had a happy point since we fucked us.
I prayed and I cried and I asked him, please don't take me away from my kids.
I said, you're not gonna see your mommy anymore and you're not gonna see your sister anymore.
There's this lack of self-worth and self-esteem.
The doctor said I had 3-degree burns and 4-degree burns.
It can make her feel as beautiful as we think she is, but if you don't feel it inside, it's not gonna be worth anything. This show is about hope, right? We all got hope that one day things will be a little bit easier.
When you look good, you feel good.
That's where we want to get to a stage of being resilient. Yes, things happen, but we can bounce back.
I could conquer anything. I know I've been through this, but I know I have overcome and I can help somebody else.
So you ready to sparkle? Oh my God! Wow!
I love the cable because they're real. What you see is what you get. No hidden agenda, no tricks, just real honest communication.
At Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design, we're thrilled to be your go-to print shop located in the heart of Bastille. From essential services like printing, copying, and laminating, to a diverse array of school supplies, arts and craft materials, and office essentials, we've got you covered. Don't fret, Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design are here to stay and ready to be your trusted partners for all your printing and craft supply needs. Ready for a visit? Find us at the corner between Dillio and Princess Street. Just look for the vibrant pink and yellow building with white doors. We can't wait to welcome you to our creative haven.